In a quaint little town shrouded by the whispers of the past and kissed by the shadows of forgotten tales, there lived an unassuming librarian named Emily. Her days were washed in sepia tones, numbered and neatly catalogued like the books she so dearly cared for. But every evening, precisely 5 minutes past twilight, something peculiar happened. Emily transformed. As the clock's hand ticked, marking the departure of another spent day and heralding the veil of night, her somber grey eyes would sparkle with inexplicable blue light. These wasn't just any eyes. They seemed to hold centuries within them, swirling stories suspended in time. For those precious minutes, Emily was not simply a librarian, but a vessel through which echoes from another era came alive. It began one gentle evening when old Miss Weatherton, who smelled strongly of camphor and nostalgia, ventured into the library, seeking solace among aged spines of classics long revered. "Do you have any tales that can warm an old heart?" she inquired with a voice as fragile as autumn leaves. Emily's gaze met hers, and thus triggered the ancient magic. She guided Mrs. Weatherton to a secluded alcove where they could be enveloped by the musty scent of yesteryears and whispered words. Once upon a time, Emily started, her voice no longer her own, but lilting and soft as though floating from deep underwater caverns of memory. There lived a young woman who wished for eternal love. She prayed each night to the moon until her peace were captured by a star. Each word Emily spoke weaved strands of dreams into visions that danced before Mrs. Weatherton's twinkling eyes. The narrative took life with characters conjuring out of thin air, performing their roles with ethereal grace beside walls of bookshelf. This spectacle lasted for exactly 5 minutes. When reality blinked back at them like morning chasing away nightfall. "What happened to the young woman?" Mrs. Weatherton asked as Emily reverted to her usual self, the spell broken, her eyes dimming back to soft pale grey. "That," Emily said with a serene smile, "is a story for another dusk." Night after night, visitors came with curiosities bulging in their pockets. A boy, seeking adventure on Paris ships, sailing in seas, whispered about Onin legends. A heartbroken lover yearning to heal through parables of forgiveness. Children wanting monsters that giggled rather than growled. All left touched by tales tailored uniquely for them by Emily's gifted visions during those enchanted 5 minutes of the twilight. Rumors spread about Emily's mystical storytelling sessions. She became known as the Dusk Weaver, though none knew or understood how she wove such intricate tapestries, nor why only during those specific twilight. But none questioned too deeply, either for fear it might break the spell, or worse, stop the stories. But as all good anecdotes warn us, it's during such mysterious circumstances that curiosity often prevails over caution. One peaceful evening, a skeptical man named Mr. Hawthorne decided he needed proof of these enthralling magical moments. Disguised beneath the collar of his coat and skepticism heavy in his pocket, like stones weighing him down, he confronted Emily. "I demand to know how you do it." His voice thundered against silent bookshelves, causing startled glances from bound pages themselves. The clock struck. 5-minute marvel commenced, but this time, tinged with tension, an air different from all nights before. And then suddenly, nothing happened. No stories unfolded. No characters leapt into existence because doubt had cast in. Heavy shadow of a belief. The essence that fueled Emily's magic was solid. As realization dawned on Mr. Hawthorne's weathered face, regret replacing his initial triumph, Emily nearly shrugged slightly. "You see," she whispered softly, "the stories need belief as much as air needs space to breathe." From that day forth, 5 minutes after twilight regained its silence. However, those touched by earlier tales carried whispers within them, of love discovered on the moonlit, resplendence or redemption found between pages left unturned, and these whispers lived on forever. Because some stories may pause but never end. as long as there are hearts willing to listen and believe.